truth, goodness, beauty, morals, logic, the laws of nature, science, and math are all immaterial. They're not made of matter, non-physical, you can't touch them, abstract, they're in your head, objective, they're real, they're unchanging, and they're consistent. How can all those things cannot be if the universe is just physical? If the universe is just physical matter, and matter and energy clashing against each other, then non-physical things do not exist. If there is no God and the universe is just the physical world, non-physical things do not exist. But you might think, no. There is things that are beautiful. There are things that are good. It's good if I feed the hungry. My wife is beautiful. Those are categories of things that are beautiful, not beauty itself. You can't trip over beauty. You can trip over something that is beautiful, but you can't trip over something beautiful. You can't trip over truth. The number 2 is not right there. I can't trip over the number 2. I can trip over 2 things that represent something that's abstractly the number 2. Truth, beauty, goodness, laws of nature, and science are non-physical things. And if the universe is just the physical world, those things don't exist, but they do. You also have no reason to think that there are laws of science and math, because in a random chance physical universe where things are just evolving, atoms are just clashing together, you have no reason to think anything is consistent. Water could taste good one day. The next day, it could be poison. The sun could rise one day. The sun could not rise the next day. It could snow one day in June, then the next day be a heat wave. You have no basis for consistency because the laws of nature and science show us that the universe is consistent in and of itself. And the argument, well, we know water is good for us, and if I fall off the stage, it will hurt, because that's always been that way. Water has always been good for us. It's always been that way. And that's what an argument was used by a really famous atheist in the 1800s called Bertrand Russell. Gravity always works every single time. And he had a problem with that. It's called the problem of induction. He said, I want to know that tomorrow will be like today. How do I know that if the universe is just random chaos and everything's just evolving? And you can't say, well, yesterday it was like that, because you'd be arguing in a circle. And that's a break of logic. That's like saying, blue's my favorite color. Why is blue your favorite color? Because it's blue. That's not an argument. Why will Monday be like Sunday? Because Sunday was like Sunday. You can't argue like that. It's not an argument. You saying it's just always been that way doesn't prove anything. You're not, because you're appealing to the past. You have no basis that the past will be like tomorrow. And atheist philosophers have dealt with this, and they don't know how to solve it. They don't know how to solve the issue of the universe being consistent if there is no God, if the universe is just random chaos always happening. They don't have an answer for it, because God exists and the universe exists the way it is because God's controlling everything, because he's the creator of all things. This is what you would call the impossibility of the contrary. It is impossible for God not to exist based on how the world is. Because the world has truth, goodness, beauty, consistent laws of logic, math, and science, it is impossible for God not to exist. Because to deny truth, you need to affirm truth. Like my other example. There is no truth. Is that true? It's foolishness. It's completely absurd. To deny truth means you need to affirm it. It is impossible for God not to exist based on how our world is.